Hey there, and welcome to episode number 18 of Overheard Orlando. Today, I'm doing a bit of a personal share episode. It's going to be difficult for me as I am really not used to putting my stuff out there publicly, but I recently had kind of a major life change of sorts that I felt I should discuss. So, this past week, I made a decision. I decided to completely stop drinking 100%, not even a little bit, nothing. 100% stop drinking. Now, there are a couple of reasons why I made this decision. First and foremost, it has been really getting in the way of me living my life. And what I mean by that is it has taken up a large portion of my time. It has been kind of a go-to for when I'm bored. It has been stifling me creatively. It has been taking my attention away from personal growth, finding love, pretty much a lot of the things that make life worth living. For a while I've been functioning, I never miss a day of work. I'm always on time, but it has really kept me from some of the more important things of life. It was also a major coping mechanism for me. Meeting new people, I thought I was being, vulnerable or confident, and really I was just drunk. And it made meeting people so much easier. It created the illusion of things being easy. If life were a game, my go-to move would be getting drunk and knocking all of the pieces to the floor rather than looking at the best way to win. It was a wonderful way of pushing through my insecurities and kind of reaching this point where things felt okay until, of course, the next day I couldn't remember anything of what I did. 9 times out of 10, it was embarrassing, but occasionally I would really hurt people that I cared about. And that's not something I want to do anymore, or ever again for that matter. Over the last week or so since I made this decision, there has been not really temptation, but there's been a whole lot of emotional processing, a lot of things that I have been ignoring, or kind of like I said earlier, like my work life was going really well. So I assumed that it was okay to simply function. And again, also something I don't want to go back to. I want to fully experience life and fully experience it as myself and as who I am. And that's been a big thing on my mind this past week since I made this decision. I've thought a lot about how to go about doing this episode. It's been, I knew it was going to be difficult. It's been really tough to think about how to go publicly with this decision. Should I even go publicly with this? Is this something I should just kind of keep to myself? I'm really not one to tout accomplishments or tout personal or moral decisions or things like that. But I just kind of felt like it was something that could be important to talk about. And of course, later on, I'm going to talk about how this kind of relates to you, even if drinking isn't your demon. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's something that you have been allowing to be in your life just a little too long, like I have. As emotionally challenging as this past week has been, it has been met with so much positivity. I don't know that I've ever felt this hopeful for the next 3 months of my life, for the next 6 months of my life, etc. I feel really good about this decision. It's, like I mentioned, just been kind of a process of different things that I was kind of using alcohol to mask or to, under rug swept kind of thing. And that's been kind of difficult. The last couple of days, though, I've been, more positive than anything, which has been awesome to finally feel good about. I'm not saying that this is always going to be easy, but it is very necessary for me, as I really think that this is the way for me to live my life the most authentically and the most satisfactory. I have already in just a week begun to kind of experience a sort of confidence within, and this really nice feeling of being myself. When I meet people and when I do interact with people, I am 100% me. And honestly, it's usually met with a positive reaction. So I can't really complain on that. And yeah, it's felt amazing just now. Again, not saying it's always going to be this easy, but it's definitely something that I feel is necessary to my life right now and something that I want to continue forward with. It's been awesome so far, and I can only see it getting better from here. Now, when I say living authentically, I want to bring about the point that was the turning point, the final straw, if you will. I've been culminating on this for years. It's a decision that I've thought about for a long time and kind of told myself that it maybe wasn't as bad or was something I could live with. But the final straw is in a lengthy conversation of which I don't recall any of with someone that I cared about a whole lot. I remember one little piece of it, and I don't know if it was the universe having me cling to this one little piece, but I was asked if I was drunk during the conversation. And I remember lying about it. And I remember being really embarrassed. I remember feeling a little bit of shame, maybe even more than a little bit of shame. I felt shame. And I knew it was probably very obvious that I was drunk, and I lied about it. And I don't ever want to feel that way again. And I don't want to lie to anyone I'm close to. I try not to lie to anyone, but especially someone I'm close to ever again. And that was kind of the turning point. I woke up and I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And so I made that decision right then and there. Haven't looked back. And like I said, there hasn't really been any temptation to go back. So that's pretty much been my story. If you're listening, you might think I'm being a little too hard on myself. And maybe if you know me personally, you can think that I'm being pretty matter of fact about this whole situation. And perhaps I'll have a more emotional response on like a blog post or something. But, the purpose of this episode isn't some cautionary tale as to the dangers of drinking. Like I said earlier, this is my demon. You probably have some of your own. The idea here is really just how easy it is to live with something that is detrimental to you actually living your life, simply because it's what you know, or because what you've always done, or that you are able to function on some rudimentary baseline, like paying the bills or getting to work on time. I mean, there's things in all of our lives that we'd like to change, things that are holding us back from that true authenticity that I kind of talked about. The point of this episode, it's a challenge for you listening to look at these things, or at least acknowledge them. You don't have to face them head on. It took me years to reach this decision, so it's not easy. But I can say that it feels really good to meet people as myself and to experience every aspect of what it means to live and to be me. And I think that's what's really important to mention here too, is I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to be going to the same places I used to go, albeit with a mocktail, and I'll be driving home and I'm going to remember everything, and I'm not going to be an asshole to anybody. So that's really the thing. And I definitely promise to have the persona to match your drunk energy. So just remember to be yourself and stay true.